Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of the 12th of July 2023. Essence. Sweet children, you now have to become pure living beings, embodied souls. No one at this time is a pure living being, and no one can therefore call himself a Mahatma, great soul. Question. Which children received the prize of a golden-aged kingdom? Answer. Those who claim number one in the race of remembrance by following Srimat received the prize of a kingdom. If you race fast, you have a good name in the register and claim a right to a prize. You children become far-sighted and race far away. You reach your goal, the supreme abode, in a second and come back again. It is in your intellects that you will first go into liberation and then into liberation in life. No one else can race like you. Song. At last the day for which we had been waiting has come. Om Shanti. Who knows that at last that day has come? You children know that the day has now finally come when you are face to face with the Father. The soul says this through the body. You souls now sitting here know that you are sitting face to face with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. Truly, we souls, that is, we living souls, had personally met God face to face 5,000 years ago. The soul says, "This is my body." The body would not say, "This is my soul." The Father of us souls has finally come here today. After there has been devotion, he definitely has to come to give this knowledge. He has finally come to give us salvation through this knowledge. No one in the whole world knows this. He cannot be face to face with the whole world. You children also have faith, number-wise, according to the efforts you make. First of all, you have the faith that you are souls, and then you have the faith that your Father has come once again. You would think that everyone else also has faith in this way, but it isn't like that. He is without an image such that you repeatedly forget him. You forget that you are souls and that you are sitting face to face with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. Even the world knows that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, comes to make impure living beings pure. Living beings do not come here to make souls pure. All are living beings, whereas the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is only one. He would not be called a living being, embodied being, because he doesn't have a physical or a subtle body. The Father sits here and explains this. All the bodily beings with names, that is, Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar, whose images you see, reside in the subtle region. They too are subtle living beings. These matters have to be clearly understood. Although people say that so-and-so is a Mahatma, a great soul, Where would great souls come from in the impure world? No one here can be supremely pure. Yes, that Supreme Father went away after purifying you. There used to be deities at the beginning of the Golden Age. You surely understand that souls were pure and that they are now impure living beings. There were also pure living beings. Truly there were pure living beings in the world at the beginning of the Golden Age. They are called great souls. The Father explains that no one in the impure world can be a great soul. All are impure living beings. Impure living beings would definitely make others impure too. There are pure living beings. So what would they do? It isn't that they would make living beings pure. No, there is no question of making anyone pure. It is at this time that all become pure living beings. There, all are pure. Who makes everyone so pure? The Father sits here and explains. When you were deities, you were pure. Then you came here and then became impure. This is a world of sinful living beings. You have to explain the words sinful living beings very clearly, because souls and bodies are both impure. There they are not given the title Mahatma. There all are pure. They are called deities. They are full of all virtues, 16 celestial degrees full, the living beings who follow the highest religion of non-violence. Completely viceless means completely pure. It has been explained to you, children, that sannyasis make effort to remain pure. Good sannyasis, who are called Mahatmas, remain pure. They remain separate in order to become pure, but they belong to the path of isolation. They are called great souls on the path of devotion, not on the path of knowledge. Knowledge and devotion are both remembered separately. For half a cycle there is the reward of this knowledge in the Golden and Silver Ages. Then it would be said that here you have the reward of your devotion. That is the path of devotion. First of all, devotion is unadulterated, and then, at the end, devotion too is tamo-pradhan and adulterated. It is now the end of adulterated devotion, which is why the Father has come. The Father only comes once and makes your reward for half a cycle. You make number one effort. Some become kings and queens, and others become subjects or maids and servants, because a kingdom is being established. You are now becoming those with far-sighted intellects. Those with far-sighted intellects are called seers of the three aspects of time. Those who have knowledge of the three worlds and the three aspects of time are called Trikaldashi. You now know all three worlds. The incorporeal world, the subtle region, and the corporeal world are the three worlds. You have now become far-sighted. Your intellects go from the beginning to the end, number-wise, according to your efforts. In a race, those who are weak are left behind. This is a very long, far-sighted race. You would never have heard of a race of souls. You souls know that you are students and that this is your race. You have to reach a particular goal and then return. You souls have to race very far. Your intellects know that originally you are residents of that place. You can reach there in a second and become liberated in life. We are originally residents of the Supreme Abode. Your intellects know correctly that you will go to the Supreme Abode and then come down again. Just as you would reach your goal in a race and then return, so we too will go to Baba and then come down again. We souls are learning to race. You tell everyone, become man above, and connect your intellect in yoga with your Father and the Supreme Abode where you remain bodiless. Only you have this accurately in your intellects. You have the knowledge of the 3 aspects of time and the 3 worlds in your intellects. No one else can have the knowledge of 84 births. You know that we have to become liberated from this dirty world and these dirty bodies and return home. We are now going there. The Father teaches you this race every day. Your race is imperishable. The more you remember the Father, the better your name will be in the register. It would be said, this one's pilgrimage of the intellect is very good. Only by having remembrance will your sins be absolved. If you don't have remembrance, then because your sins are not absolved, you are left behind. To become subjects or maids or servants is not a prize. To become Narayan from an ordinary man and Lakshmi from an ordinary woman is called receiving a prize. The Father gives you the prize of a kingdom if you follow his directions and race. Some don't even race 2 steps. Those subjects will claim a completely low status. They might even be living here, and yet they would claim a very low status in the kingdom. Your intellects have become so broad and unlimited. Children from Bangalore and Madras are sitting here, and so someone should sit and explain to them in the Madrasi language. Our language is Hindi. Baba would also have explained in this way in the previous cycle. It is asked, why doesn't God know all the languages? However, that is not in the drama. If it were in the drama, I would give lectures in all languages. For instance, if people of all languages were sitting here, would I speak in all languages? That would not be possible. For how long would I continue to speak to each one? There would be chaos. Therefore, you should explain. Baba is now explaining in the same language in which he explained in the previous cycle. This is why Hindi is widely used. English is also necessary because the Indians have greater connection with the British. Russia and America, etc., have their own languages. They are all Christians belonging to the one religion. However, there are many languages. Here, all are the people of Bharat who belong to the original eternal deity religion, but they have forgotten their religion. There are now so many languages. There is a mixture of everything. You have to speak to others in their own language. You have to be very clever in this so that you are able to understand and explain to others. You should bring such a translator with you who is able to explain accurately. This is the biggest of all living pilgrimages, whereas all others are non-living pilgrimages. All the sages, holy men, and great souls go there. They go very far away. They go to the temples of the ones who went away after making Bharat pure. This is also something to be understood. The Father says, "How much should I explain about the expansion of the tree and its branches, twigs and leaves? You understand that all of those are small branches and twigs. There are so many leaves on a branch. There are so many sects and cults. Your trunk would be so big. There would also be so many leaves. The original eternal deity religion has continued from the Golden Age. So there should be so many Hindus. However, in fact, there aren't even as many Hindus anymore because they have been converted to other religions. This is the Kalpa tree. At the beginning, there were those who belonged to the original eternal deity religion. In fact, those who call themselves Hindus also originally belonged to the original eternal deity religion, but they have been converted. The Father says, "I come and once again establish the religion that is called the deity religion. Those who have been converted will come and once again claim their inheritance." When not a single person who could have been called a deity remains here, the Father comes. He comes and explains that your non-living memorials exist here. When Christ comes, his religion is not spoken about. Here there are temples and other signs of the deities. When it is your kingdom, there is no name or trace of Christ. Here there is everyone's name and trace. You know when Christ came and how Christianity was established. In which body would Christ be now? He would definitely be in an impure body. He himself was pure. You children have all of this knowledge in your intellects. You are made far-sighted. No one knows where we souls came from or where we reside. They consider that place of residence to be God. In fact, when souls become false, the bodies also become false. Holy men say, "Maya is false, the body is false, the whole world is false, but the soul is free from the effect of action." They only speak of things that suit them. Why do they not say, "false soul and the body of the false soul"? They put the body on a funeral pyre. No one places the soul on the funeral pyre. it is the body that is put on the pyre. The soul left that body and entered another. This is something to be understood. You can explain to any sage or holy man, etc. No one here in this impure world is a great soul. Great souls are called pure souls, so the body too has to be pure. It is iron-aged. A Kumari is worshipped until she indulges in vice. People call out for purity. Come and make us pure. Since they call out, how can you consider them to be great souls? No one is a great soul. This is the unique Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the one without an image. You know that you, who are pure living beings, deities, have now become impure. You have become corrupt in your religion. Christians know about their religion. They would instantly say that they are Christians. You, who belonged to the highest on high religion, have forgotten your religion. By forgetting it, you have become corrupt in your religion and action. You were elevated, and Ravan has now made you degraded. You can understand the meaning of this. You children are now imbibing knowledge to make your future fortune elevated. By disobeying Srimat, your fortune is crossed out. You even forget that it is the Father who gives you Srimat. So, at last that day has come. ... Only you know this. Not everyone knows this accurately. They will know it at the end when they understand everything. Now they repeatedly forget. Hardly anyone speaks the truth. They don't hesitate to tell lies. Maya slaps some very good, strong children. The Father knows everything. He tells you that you are making a mistake and doing a lot of disservice. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, Bap-Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence Vedana. 1. Become far-sighted. Know the three worlds and the three aspects of time, and race with your intellect. Become liberated from this dirty world and that dirty body. 2. Finish the habit of telling lies. Never disobey Srimat and do disservice. Blessing. May you be a Jnani soul and experience spirituality by transforming worldly attitudes and vision. While living with your Lokik relations, do not look at those limited relationships, but look at the souls. By looking at the souls, you will either experience happiness or have mercy. This poor soul is helpless and under an external influence. He is ignorant and does not know anything. However, I am a knowledgeable soul, so I have mercy on that ignorant soul, and will definitely transform that soul with my good wishes. To change your vision and attitude is to have an alokik life. However, Jnani souls cannot do the work that people without knowledge do. You have to colour them with the colour of your company. Slogan: to glorify the name of the World Father with your elevated actions is to be a world benefactor. Om Shanti.